Hello. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So we'll start. Good afternoon, all, and warm welcome to the second session of day 3 of online faculty development program on real estate management. I am Mr. Viraj Jadhav, working as assistant professor at C Cyber Kolhapur. This session is on forms and innovations in real estate management. It's my privilege to introduce you all with today's speaker, Mr. Shivraj Ghadge. Sir has done his Bachelor of Architect from College of Architecture, Kolhapur. He has done his Masters in Architectural Construction Project Management. Mr. Shivraj Ghadge has total 10 years of experience. He has worked as assistant professor at Kala Prabodhini's Institute of Design. Sir is member of IIA, that is Indian Institute of Architects. He has undertaken various institutional, residential, and industrial projects, and also townships. Sir has been part of various projects like 150-bed Aster Aadhar Hospital, Kolhapur, Suvarna Sudha, Belgaum, Parliament Government of Karnataka. Today, he will talk about forms and innovations in real estate management. We are pleased to have you here today as session speaker, sir. I am sure all the participants are looking forward to hear from you. I request sir to start with his session and share his views and thoughts about forms and innovations in real estate management. Over to you, sir.
Check it. Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, all. So my topic is forms and innovations in real estate. So what is real estate? Actually, a real estate is a real property that consists of land and its improvement, which include building, fixtures, roads, structure, and utility systems. So there are again categorized in four: the land, the residential, the commercial, and industrial building. Except land, these three are comes under the building sector. So the construction industry is rapidly changing, and a new material and technologies are being introduced on a regular basis. So the execution of construction project and their timely delivery has become a prime concern for developers. In view of the buyer aggression on delay in constructions, especially after RERA, which emphasizes the need for timely completion of projects. So adoption of modern technology has become the need of the hour. So for rising industrial and residential and commercial growth is driving demand for faster construction and world-class quality. So it has become a imperative to use newer products and technologies to meet this increasing demand. the Indian real estate sector plays a significant role in the country's economy, which is second only the agriculture's in terms of employment generation and contributes heavily towards the gross domestic products, that is GDP. So about 5% of the country's GDP is contributed by the housing sector. So the construction industry in India is the cusp of disruptive change with new material, building technologies, software, digitalizations, and artificial intelligence, changing the way we conceptualize, build, and use of our building. So the private developers are continuously exploring a new technologies that improve the quality, strength, and safety of the building. So in metro cities, few developers have started using self-climbing formwork, which is used for uh, flyovers or high-rise construction, and aluminum shuttering, precast concrete techniques, and drywall systems. So these technologies are not only cost effective but offer advantages such as minimum labor required, higher earthquake resistance, more durability, large carpet area, smooth finish on walls, and lower maintenance. Such technologies are not only reduce the turnaround time but also improve the quality and durability of construction and help in generating more interest in affordable housing projects among the buyers. So almost 80% of the real estate developed in India is residential space. The rest comprising of offices, shopping malls, hotels, and hospital, etc. So as per according to the 10th 5 plan, there was a shortage of 22.4 million 4 million dwelling units. Thus, over the next 10 to 15 years, 18 to 90 million housing dwelling units will have to be constructed, with majority of them catering to middle and lower income groups. So the construction industry is an integral part of country's infrastructure and industrial development. And today's urban population is the second largest in the world, and its future development leads to increased demand for housing. So, as per according to the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, that is FICCI, keeping in view the existing housing crisis, the country shall need additional of more 2.5 million new dwelling units annually. So we have to need to plan for a rapid creation of dwelling unit because construction is a very complex process involving basically the areas of architectural planning and engineering and construction. So we have to need to plan of dwelling units which are affordable shelters to masses, the speed of construction, the faster turnover, the creating a large stock with a shortest possible time. These are the elements of these dwelling units. So now we can see which are the present technology that is available technology in India. That is, first one is a prefabrication of technology. So in prefabrication, the precast concrete elements like roof, floors, and walls are casted in other side, and they are uh, arranged on as per the sequence. Like in picture we can see the installation of prefab wall on site with the help of a crane, and above side right side picture we can see the multiple unit installation on site with the crane, and last picture, that is prefab unit installed on site, that is a single unit, how it is look like. So in this prefabrication system, it eliminates the labor required for shuttering, centering, plastering, etc. So along with this, it can save the maximum material cost. So next technology is a tunnel formwork technology. So in this technology, wall and slab in one continuous pour. The left picture shows the installation of wall shuttering on site, that is reinforcement along with the wall shuttering. And in this system, there is a use of steel forms. This system is used for large housing in shortest possible times. It also saves time of construction. So another technology is Outner technology. So what is Outner technology? It is a fast track construction system allowing the concrete walls and floor of structural units to be constructed in 24-hour cycle only. So typically 2 or 3 complete structural bays are poured and struck during each 24-hour cycle using the same set of forms. So up to 3 times, it is 3 times faster than the conventional method, that is our timber formwork construction type of method, frame structure method. So this is a superior wall form system known as superior wall form system. This is use of high quality steel with high performance quality control, and it is vastly superior quality type of technique. So another is a Mascon technology. The picture shows the use of aluminum formwork in Mascon technology. So in Mascon technology, the wall column, wall beam and slab are poured continuously in this aluminum framework. So below we can see the completed project with the Mascon technology formwork. So Mascon forms all the concrete in a building, including walls, floors, slabs, and balconies. The window hoods, curved and decorative features, as well as column and beam. The Mascon enables all concrete to be cast monolithically, thereby eliminating joints. The Mascon completes the entire structure of building at the rate of 4 days per floor only. So all Mascon forms is erected and dismantled without cranes using unskilled laborers and equipped with only hammers. So this picture shows the completed project with the Mascon technology, that is cast in place concrete structure of the type of the building. It also a system for scheduling. This system requires scheduling and controlling the work of other construction trades such as steel, reinforcement, concrete placement, and mechanical and electrical trade. That is we call as a MEP work, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing work. That is MEP work. So this picture is situate. This building is situated in Aund Pune, a 2-bedroom apartment. That is 11-story medium cost apartment. So these present technology has various possibilities and alternatives present in the market. So, but they are risky nature. The financial viability of the project over long-term investment could significantly be affected at various phases of the construction. So there is a time and cost overrun considerably. So we can see the many government project, the initial cost of the project is 300 crore, for example, and after a few years, the cost will upgraded by the 6,600 crore or etc. etc. So this is because of the time and cost overrun of the project. So there is a study about the project stages and appraisal, that is pre-feasibility stage of the project. Then comes the technical appraiser, that is technical sanction if any required. Then the commercial appraiser, that is commercial viability of the project. And then the financial appraiser, and it topmost is the risk analysis of the overall project has to be studied during the these project stages. So, for determining the optimal strategy and market potential for adopting technology, there are some common aspects have to be studied. So, the studying of various technologies available in India, the selecting a good technology in the market. So, the technological collaboration arrangements, if any, and the size and scale of operation, the location aspects of the project and availability of infrastructure facility, and then last one, the selection of plant machinery and plant layout, the technical services required, the project design and networking analysis with the software like project MS Project, the aspects relating to effluent effluent disposal management of entry, utilization of byproduct, the project cost and its comparison. Like if we take a regular formwork and mascon formwork, the project cost and its comparison have to be done. So the determination of the project cost eliminates the profitability of the projection. So what is the problem? This picture shows the overall density of the Indian states. The dark picture shows the higher density, that is Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar have highly populated urbanized area. After Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra is the second largest populated state in the India. That is 11 crore for approximately. So there is a housing demand. Because of this, there is a shortage of housing in India in rural and urban sector. Now we come to the metro. What is metro? We say the metro city, an area where a 10 lakhs or more. Metro city is an area where the population is will be a 10 lakh or more. There should be one or more districts and two or more municipalities or panchayat or other contiguous areas specified by the government govern or public notification to be a metropolitan area. So if we see the Pune in Maharashtra, following are the parameters ranked first for the first five parameters and come up to third for the last three parameters. Let's see what are those parameters. The first one, the business environment. Then second, the real estate cost and availability. Third one, the infrastructure availability. Fourth one, the educational institutes. And sixth one, the employment opportunity. That is, Pune ranked first for the first five parameters. That is up to employment opportunity. Pune ranked first for this criteria, whereas the social infrastructure, the financial services, and transportation facility comes a second, ranked as a second for Pune. So Pune is growing all four sides with the different township project like Blue Ridge and Megapolis Township on 150 acres of land with 1,500 crore of investment, whereas Amenora 400 acres of land with 10,000 crore of investment, whereas in Paranspe scheme 138 acres land and 330 crore of investment. So there is a rush of integrated township projects in the Pune. So this picture shows the Blue Ridge and Megapolis township situated on 150 acres of land with 1,500 crores of investment. In such an integrated township, the facilities like commercial market and gardens and schools, etc., are uh, developed on a single site. So this is Amanora Park. This is the largest, biggest township in the Pune, situated on 400 acres of land with 10,000 crore of investment. This is Paran Space scheme with 138 acres of land on 3,200 crores of construction investment. So there is a need to use of formwork system for success of construction project because it gives speed for construction along with the safety, the cost and quality of the any construction project. So the construction project success is depend on these four parameters. So what is the role the formwork? The traditional mode of construction technology, if we see like load bearing wall and frame structure, the suitable for individual house but not for mass housing in view of rapid rate of construction. It also have a poor quality control because there are different stages in construction like making a RCC column and beam formwork. After that there are different floors will be constructed and then the brickwork stage will comes. So there are so many construction activity involved in traditional column beam frame structure of construction. So in picture we can see the frame structure with multi-storied building showing the workmanship and quality. So what is the role of formwork? The traditional mode of construction technology like load bearing and wall, like we can see there are poor quality control. So there is need to required of technology which is fast construction rate, good quality and also a durable one. So what are different types of rapid constructions? This is a cast in situ construction where the wall panel units and slab units directly added by use of aluminum and steel, that is tunnel formwork, which is the company are Mascon system or and Maiwon system situated in Malaysia. This aluminum shuttering was introduced in India more than a decade ago. Though springly used in the past, the technology has now gained a wide acceptance and is present in most of high-rise construction. Aluminum shuttering increases the overall cost on construction but reduces the construction time, which will allow developers to start sale earlier than the plan. So, where timely delivery of the project is one of the prime concern owning owing to regulatory reforms and escalating construction cost. Aluminum shuttering has become a savior. In conventional building techniques, transportation of building material such as bricks, wastage of materials during carriage and handling makes construction more expensive than the aluminum shuttering. So, whereas in precast construction system, that is 3S system, the precast hollow column shells, precast concrete beam, lightweight reinforced cellular or autoclave concrete slabs for floors and roofs can be used. In this construction technology, gaining a ground is prefabricated or offsite construction. It is the practice of assembling a variety of components, like we said, of structure at manufacturing site and transporting them to the construction job site to be assembled. So, in fabricated construction is essentially of two types. That is pre-engineering building. In this pre-engineering building, that is PEB, use of steel columns, beams, and other structures. These structures are prefabricated and brought to site and assembled to the final forms. Traditionally, steel structural members are combined with composite metal panels and other walls and roof systems. Prefabrication systems are widely used in industrial construction and warehouse constructions. So, precast construction, structural members are cast in concrete of sites and brought to the site and assembled. So, the wall, slab, and roof members may be in situ concrete. The drywall system or metal cladding, long use for infrastructure and pavement construction. The technique is more affordable and is now gaining acceptance in the building industry. So, what is formwork? The formwork is a mold or shutter or receptacles in which the concrete is placed so that it will have a desired shape or outline when hardened. Once concrete hardened, it develops the adequate strength to the support its own weight. They can be taken out. So the formwork is the term given either temporary or permanent molds into which the concrete or similar materials are poured. So the formworks then again classified into these five part, that is size, location of use, materials of constructions, nature of operation, and brand name of the product. As per the size concerned, the only two size of formworks are, which is known as small size and large size. Any size which is designed for operation by workers manually is a small size. Simple. So very often the erection process is preferably handled by the single worker with site work best done independently to avoid possible waiting times. So due to reason of size and weight, the materials and construction of small size formwork are thus limited. At present, the most common systems are made of timber and aluminum and are usually in the form of small panel size. In case in which large size formwork, the size of form can be designed as a large as a practicable to reduce the amount of joints and minimize the amount of lift. The stiffness required by large size formwork can be dealt with by introduction of more stiffening components such as studs and shoulders. The increase in the weight of the formwork panels is significant as a crane will be used in most cases because of the large size. So the as per the classification according to the location of use, there are not many effective formwork system for stairs and staircases because the complicated three-dimensional nature of the element involve suspended panels and riser boards. So as well as we need to cope up with very different spatial and dimensional variances as per site condition, as we required individual design situations cannot be achieved by universally adaptable formwork. So there is a limitation. Again, the third one, the materials of construction. Material used for formwork are traditionally quite limited due to finding the difficult balance between the cost performance. The timber in general is still most popular formwork material for it is relative low initial cost and adaptability steel in the form of either hot rolled or cold formed sections and in combination with the other sheeting materials in other popular choice of formwork material. Whereas, as per according to nature of operation, fourth type of formwork, the formwork can be operated manually or by other power lifted methods. So, timber and aluminum forms are only manually operable type of formwork. So, they are designed and constructed in a ways that they can be completely handled independently without aid of any lifting appliances. So, on other hand, the scale and such system are used in very large size horizontally spread building with complicated layout design which requires the system's flexibility. So the formwork system allowing the incorporation of precast element and self climbing form with hydraulic jack devices are respectively can be used. So as per classification according to brand name, the several patented or branded formwork system have successfully entered in the local construction market in the past decade. These includes products from brands like SGB, RMD, VSL, My1, which is popularly known in Pune, Tyson, and Cantilever. Each of these firms offer its own specialized products, while some can have provide a very range of services including design supports or tender estimating advice. So, in technical consideration of selection of formwork, there are some design related factors. Like in picture we can see the shape of building is abstract. The simple block shaped building are not doubt much easier to construct than the building of awkward shape like in this picture, such as with a curved or inclined, stepped, undefined, or sculptural features. As a general rule, awkward shaped buildings can be much easier to deal with the using more traditional, labor intensive formwork system for their better adaptability nature. So the design of external wall. First we have seen the shape. The second one, the external wall. The design of external walls, like in picture we can see there are use of floor bed. The some building may have lot of architectural features on the building exterior, such as the forms of fins, ribs, shading blades, planter box like in this picture, the deep ribbed windows, hoods for air conditioner units like or alike. So this may limit the choice of using system type of formwork due to provision or interruption of the features during casting process because form is a cast. So Again, the third one, the interior internal layout of the building. So these are some design related factor in which we can see the comparison. First one is a complicated layout, that is they are not a linear shape building, whereas second is a simple layout. Some buildings may have very simple layout with a few in situ walls and frame with regularly located columns like most of the commercial and office buildings. Whereas while in some having very complicated internal walls like in this picture one, most are load bearing in nature that makes the casting process very difficult. So again the structural forms. In structural forms, the bearing certain similarly to internal layouts, the structural form of the building will also affect the options of formwork. For example, building with structural core in the form of vertical shaft will limit the use of other formwork system other than those of self-climbing nature. So the building in a flat slab design similarly having table form or flying forms as the most optimistic choice of formwork. For building in regularly arranged shear wall design, natural selection will be large panel type of steel forms or other type of gang formworks. So the next one is the consistency in building dimensions. In this, the design of some building may involve a lot of non-standardized dimension to cope up with architectural design and layout, or to fulfill other structural requirements like the regular reduction of size of beams, columns and wall. As we go uh, next floor, there is a reduction of column sizes. So because of this, for those high-rise building as a structural ascent, some formwork system like a climb form or steel form may be quite difficult to use in such a situation. For the frequent adjustment of the form to meet the change in dimension may eventually incur extra cost and time when amendments are to be carried out during the course of construction. Next one, the headroom. The higher headroom will obviously increase the amount of false work and create additional problems in accessibility and safety and make the erection of formwork ensuring formwork stability as well as in placing of concrete more difficult. Working headroom of more than 5 meter is frequently encountered in building such as for construction of transfer structures, entrance foyers, the interior spaces inside shopping malls like double-heighted atriums, and many other functional institutions and public building where there is a high uh, headroom is used, that is above 5 meters. So in building span, working with a large building span usually encounter the some problems similar to that of high headroom. In addition, long span structures in general will have larger sections in beam sizes, heavier reinforced situations, or with the introduction of post-tension work. This will further complicate the formwork design and erection process. Then the repetitive nature. In this repetitive nature, high-rise block-shaped structure usually create highly repetitive cycles, and this is a favor to working of formwork. So, however, for some horizontal spread building of every large construction area, for most underground structures such as basements, the level of repetitiveness will be limited and the use of formwork as an expensive resource will be become a critical. Then the last one, the finishes of the surface. It is a well understood that the fair face concrete demands very high quality formwork in terms of surface treatment. So the panel's tightness of the formwork joints and in dimensional accuracy requirements are a bit relaxed where concrete surface will later be finished. So all these are some design related factor which consider the formwork selection. So again, as per a type of material, the formwork again classified into these four category like timber formwork, then plywood formwork, the steel formwork, and aluminum formwork. This photograph shows the use of timber formwork on site for column with batten and plywood, and the timber formwork for column and beam. So in timber formwork should satisfy, but the timber formwork should satisfy the some requirement like the timber should be well seasoned. Otherwise it will sag. So again next one is a lightweight. The timber should be a lightweight for handling. The easily workable with nails without splitting. Some timbers are not when they season, the nail could not be punctured in the well seasoned wood. Such kind of wood cannot be used for formwork or this such kind of formwork. So the easily workable, it should be easily workable with the nails, free from loose knots. After that, the plywood formwork. The plywood the plywood formwork is a resin bonded plywood sheets are attached with the timber frames. In this picture we can see for slab formwork, the timber formwork with plywood sheets are attached to make a panel of required sizes. The cost of plywood formwork compares favorably with that of timber shuttering, and it may even prove cheaper in certain cases. In view of the following, in view of the some consideration, like it is possible to have smooth finish, in which case on cost surface finishing is there. Whereas in next, by the large size panel, it is possible to affect saving of the labor cost of fixing and dismantling process. So number of reuse are more as compared with the timber shuttering. For estimation purpose, number of reuse can be taken as a 20 to 25, like that the plywood can be repeatedly used up to 20 times or 25 times than the timber. Whereas in steel formwork, it consists of a panels with fabricated out of thin steel plates stiffened along with the edges by small steel angles. Like picture, we can see the steel formwork for column. This is a panel, and this is a these are steel plates with edge with small steel angle. These are some angle used for stiffening of the formwork. The panels unit can be held together with the use of suitable clamps or bolts and nuts. Here we can see at corner, at junction, they are clamped with the nails. The panels can be fabricated in large number in any desired modular shape or size. And last one is the aluminum formwork, where the panels of aluminum formwork are made from high strength aluminum alloy with the face or contact surface of panel made up to 4 mm thick plate, which is welded to formwork of specially design extruded sections to form a robust components. The panels are held in position by a simple pin and wedge system that possesses through the hole in the outside rib of each panel. The panels fits preciously, securely and requires no bracing. The walls are held together with the high strength wall ties while a deck are supported by beams and props. Since the equipment is made of aluminum, it has a section that are large enough to effective yet light not enough in the weight, but it can be handled by a single worker only, skilled labor. By ensuring repetition of work task on daily basis, it is possible for the system to bring assembly line techniques into construction site and to ensure quality work by unskilled or semi-skilled labor. The trial erection of formwork is carried out in factory condition, which ensure that all components are correctly manufactured and no components are missed out. Like this following picture, this is a factory of aluminum formwork where the components are checked in factory. So also they are numbered and picked in such a manner so as to enable easy site erection and dismantling. The panels have the numbering has to be done on the factory as per the design and location of the panel. So some factors, comparative factors, where the conventional construction quality is a normal, whereas aluminum is superior quality, and it is good for the system large scale housing systems. So if we compare the speed of construction, the conventional construction system is very slow and step by step, whereas in aluminum formwork it is a high cycle time, that is 4 to 7 days cycle. So the site is erected in minimum time with faster technique. The aesthetic factor, the projection in the room are uh, we can take a projection in room, but in aluminum formwork there should not be any projection because of the molding type of formwork. So in external finishes, cement and plaster brickwork, frequent painting requires after 3 years in convention type of formwork, whereas in aluminum formwork, textured pattern colored concrete fascia is used, which requires no frequent repainting. So permanent fascia finish feasible with the minor extra initial cost in aluminum formwork. The next one is useful for carpet area, that is sellable area. If we can see the in conventional, it is very effective around up to only 83.5%, whereas in aluminum formwork, because of small size of wall, it is used efficiently up about 87.5%. So more efficient utilization of land for useful living space in aluminum formwork type of building. So consumption of basic raw materials like cement, it is normal in conventional system, whereas in aluminum formwork consumption more than conventional structure because steel is also used for the wall. So the strength and durability is also more than the conventional system of formwork than in aluminum formwork. Whereas in reinforcing steel, the conventional formwork is less, whereas aluminum formwork is higher. So safety against earthquake can be done in aluminum formwork. And next one, the maintenance. So there are many repair plaster walls and ceiling etc. has been done, and painting and leakage holes are occurred in conventional type of construction technology, whereas in aluminum formwork technology, there is no required of maintenance afterwards. So the maintenance cost is negligible in aluminum formwork system. So what is aluminum formwork? So aluminum formwork is a fabricated in aluminum. All the elements of a building constructed with cast in place concrete, quality surface finish and accurate dimension tolerance, construction speed is very high in aluminum formwork. So the construction with my one like aluminum formwork, there are different activities. These activities are pre-concrete activities where concrete activities and post concrete activities. Pre concrete activities means before concreting. Concrete activity means during concrete activities, and last one the post concrete activities. After concreting comes post concrete activities. So what are the activities? The in pre concrete activities, receipt of equipment on site, that is the equipment is received in the site as order have to be checked. Then the levels survey. In level survey, there is a checking are made to maintain horizontal levels has to be checked. So the next one, the setting out. In setting out the formwork, the setting out of the formwork is done. The control correction of deviation or any correction are carried out in this fourth stage, and then erection of formwork. In this, the formwork is erected on site. The erect deck form. The deck is erected for the labor to work. The setting kinkers. Kickers are provided over the beam. Then the on concrete activities, there is a dislogging of pane wedge due to vibration has to be checked. At least two operations should be on site on stand by during concreting for checking pins, wedges, wall ties as a pour in the progress. The pin wedge and wall ties missing could lead to the movement of formwork and possibility of the formwork being damaged. This effect area will then require remedial, remedial work after striking of formwork. Things to look in this concreting are dislogging of pins, the beam deck props adjust to prop areas, slipping due to vibrations. Ensure all bracing at special areas, slipping due to vibrations. And last one, the overspill of concrete at window opening. That has to be checked while concrete activities. So then the post concrete activities. In post concrete activities, the striking of wall forms. That is, it is required to strike down the wall forms. Strike deck forms. The deck forms is then removed after concreting. The clean transport and stack formwork, and then striking kickers formwork. The kickers are removed. The strike walls mounted on working platform. The wall are fitted on next floor. The erect wall mounting working platform and wall is erected. Normally all formworks can be struck after 24 hours. That is after concreting the side, the wall formwork has been removed, and then it is cleaned and transported to the next floor with a small sleeve placed in the floor slab. This can be handled by a uh, single labor also. So in picture we can see the sequence of erection of formwork on site. So there is erection of platform on the second floor in this picture, and wall formwork. Like second floor, the mans are standing on second floor, and third floor uh, and wall reinforcing in steel has been done. And after that, the after concreting, the walls are removed. The striking of all forms can be done within 10 to 15 hours. The only tool required for dismantling is hammer. This is because this is a simple pin and wedge system. There is a pin and wedge system used in this type of formwork. So how it is work we can see in the our video in detail. So after that, there is a erection of deck for the next floor, and then again the erection of wall forms are to be placed on site with after reinforcing of wall. So these are some stages. Like first one is erection of steel up for slab, and then MAP work has been done. In second picture, we can see the electrical conduiting layout, concealed layout has been done on site. Then third picture shows the wall reinforcement working on, the laborers are working on wall reinforcement. And fourth pictures, there is a also they are also working on a wall formwork system, wall reinforcement. And last picture, that is sixth picture, shows the installation of panel of wall formwork. So in installation process, there are 10 installation stages, like surveying and setting out of formwork. So complete, then the installation of wall and column reinforcement bar. After surveying, there is an installation of wall and column reinforcement. Then after reinforcing, the column and wall panel have been erected. Then installation, the after that wall, the installation of beam panel. After wall, we can install beam panels and install the slab panels. After that, the installation the beam reinforcement bars, then installation E&M, that is concealed conduiting, and after that install a check and suspended formwork, and after that last stage is pouring of concrete. So this cycle going on the aluminum formwork constructed site, that is my one formwork. So if we can check and compare the speed, this is a well synchronized work cycle for a period of 7 days only. That is planned for 1,000 square meter approximately. So the activity is deshuttering. It requires 12 to 15 hours. Again, the positioning of brackets requires 10 to 15 hours again. And after that, lifted and fixing of this panel require 7 to 10 hours. The kicker and external shutters required 7 hours, whereas wall shutters are erected in 6 to 8 hours. Then reinforcement for beam and slab requires 10 to 12 hours. After that reinforcement, the electrical conduits are laid, and then concrete pouring has been done. So these are simple 7-stage activity in aluminum formwork technology. Our basis, whereas in compare with day, in first day, the erection of vertical reinforcement bar on one side of the vertical formwork, and on second day, the erection of second side of the vertical formwork and for the floor. Then on third day, the fixing of reinforcement bar for the floor slab and casting of walls and slab. And on fourth day, removal of vertical formwork panels after 24 hours, leaving the props in place for 7 days, and floor slab formwork in place for 2.5 days, that is 2.5 days. So what are the advantages? The total system forms the complete concrete structure. That is, we create a monolithic structure in this system. So the custom design to suit the project requirements. It can be designed as per customized shape. So unsuppressed construction speed, high quality finish, and cost effective. So the panels can be used up to 250 times, whereas conventional wood formwork we can see only 20 to 25 times we can use a plywood formwork, whereas timber formwork only 10 to 8 to 10 we can use 10 to 12 times only. So erecting using it can be erected by using unskilled labor. So, but there are some limitation because of small size and finishing lines are seen. So, due to small thickness, concealed services become difficult. It requires uniform planning as well as uniform elevations to be cost effective. Then the large volume of work is necessary. At least minimum 200 repetitions are required for using such kind of formwork system. So the spacer are at 2 feet at center to center, that is the panel size. The seepage or leakage during monsoon will be chances. There are chances of seepage or leakage during the monsoon. Due to box type construction, shrinkage cracks are likely to be appear. Along with the heat of hydration is high due to shear wall type of construction. So there are some limitation. So some case study, I have done some case study. This building is situated at Navi Mumbai. The client is Lodha and Larsen and Turbo, that is L&T. The contractor is L&T. There are 3 towers having 2 blocks on each tower. That is in plan, central is a staircase block, and uh, first and second there are only 2 blocks of residences. So the design type is load bearing wall and slab. So cycle considered is 4-day cycle per floor. The system of formwork area is 1,487 square meter approximately, and project type is high rise residential building. Such there are 3 towers like in below picture we can see 3 towers. One of tower is constructed in and above picture we can see the first tower of the building. So this chart shows the labor allocations. Labor allocation means day wise labor allocation. No one labor is left vacant. Like for surveying, this is the first stage. Surveying of uh, surveying of the site. It requires on our in above we can see the number of labor allocation. On first day, blue line indicates the surveying. Then column rebar. Then comes the column rebar stage, where 30 labor have been used up to 2.5 days. After that, the column striking requires on the second day the overlapping activity. Then column formwork fixing. Then slab rebar, the orange we can see after column rebar, the orange indicates the rebarring stage. Hmm? The slab deck formwork, this green, and then slab deck formwork fixing. Hmm? Then slab rebar, and again MEP, this blue line indicates MEP work, and again then checking, that is again first stage. After that checking, the concreting work has been done. So in another case study, the Amanora Park Town Aspire Towers, Pune, which has number of 22 floors with consideration of 10 towers. The number of typical floors is 22. So, after calculating details, the total cost of an aluminum shuttering requires about 16,8900 560, whereas in conventional formwork it requires 10,000 approximately as per calculations. So the plywood requires material cost of 10,000, whereas the labor cost is, so the total cost of plywood formwork is 12,000, whereas aluminum formwork require 18,000 cost for one slab. So there the formwork required actually repetition. In this picture we can see the red line, the initial cost is high. The repetition are mentioned below: 100, 122, 140, and 80, 60, and 40. If we go decreasing the repetition, the blue line indicates formwork cost of aluminum formwork cost. Whereas we increase like 120, 140, 160 repetition, 180 repetition, and 200 repetition, the formwork cost is decreasing. Whereas the timber formwork cost is increasing as per the repetition. So these are some total cost per square meter has been calculated. So speed of construction compared to the conventional is very high. As we can see, only conventional formwork require 140 days for this activity, whereas aluminum formwork required only 40 days. That is 3.5 times of the conventional formwork. So speed of construction, 7 days floor for my one, whereas regular required 21 days for a single floor. The quality of surface is excellent in my one, that is aluminum formwork, whereas regular formwork putty is required. The pre-planning of formwork system required, whereas in regular formwork not required for pre-planning. The types of construction is cast in situ, whereas in regular formwork required a simple RCC structure. The wastage are very little in my one, whereas in regular formwork the wastage is comparatively higher. Accuracy in construction in my one is accurate, whereas lesser in regular formwork. The coordination between offices is essential in my one, whereas in regular formwork not required any coordination. The seismic resistance is good, whereas comparatively less in regular formwork. Dismantling pieces without props, floor, frames, exploding is possible, whereas in regular formwork dismantling is not possible after the concreting. So it serves as a cost-effective and effective tool to solve the problems of the mega housing project. The construction is able to provide high quality construction at unbelievable speed and at reasonable cost. This technology has a greater potential for application in India to provide affordable housing to its rising population. So, so consuming repairs and modification due to poor quality work generally delay the job and the use of additional financial impact on the project. So housing alternatives with low maintenance requirements may be preferred even if at the slightly may be preferred even if at the higher initial cost. So thank you. Last one, we can see a small video of aluminum formwork, how it is installed, like we discussed in previous slides. Ma'am, can we play? After structural line, the rebar has been done for walls. This is a simple pin and wedge system. This is a pin and this is a wedge. After wall panel, installation at opening area has been done. These are kickers. After wall panels, kickers are installed. The last line. The topmost portion of the panel is the kickers. Horizontality to set horizontality. These are prop heads. After 24 hours, wall panels are removed and dismantled. After that, the opening area has been removed, but the striking are prop heads are placed on the same area. After 24 hours, bracketing has been done for the next cycle. For safety and workmanship. Again, the same cycle has been repeated. The installation of wall panels after rebarring. Staircase area. Again, the cycle is repeated after 7 days. So a single floor required only 7 days to complete such by this type of formwork.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Now we'll quickly have a question and answer session. So I request all the participants, they can unmute themselves and ask the questions, or they can write their questions in the comment box. Till that, we have one question here in the comment box. I will read it for you, sir. It is asked by Murli J. How efficiently can we use aluminum framework for a residential building? For independent house construction, what will be your recommended technology of construction?
Actually, there are except aluminum framework, other technology like prefabrications or regular formwork like panel wall panel formwork. How efficiently we can aluminum for residential building? Actually, aluminum requires high initial cost, so we cannot use for residential individual residential unit because aluminum requires repetition. Aluminum formwork require repetition because we can, if we can calculate the per square meter cost of aluminum formwork is very high, that is 18,000 per square meter cost, whereas in timber formwork initial cost is very low. So the aluminum formwork we can use for repetition, minimum 200 repetition required. So after 60 repetition uh, we can take out the formwork cost, and after 60 repetition we come under the profit, that is after 60 repetition we can uh, there is a break-even point for aluminum formwork. So aluminum formwork is not affordable for a single residential building. It requires repetition, minimum 60 repetition or 200 repetition, maximum 200 repetition.
Okay. Okay. So I hope you have got your answer. Another question we have from again from Murli J, that how all PHE services handled in my one and honeycomb formation can be avoided.
Actually, there are special kind of stabilizer used in concrete. So there and so there is a no formation any avoided by the this type of stabilizer. So there is no any honeycomb found on the site. And for MEP services, after the erection of wall panel formwork and rebarring, one side is left open for MEP services. And for the same system, we can use for the slab, like we can use in conventional formwork system. The continuous process is carried on. The phase are defined like for similar building, similar plan. The core area is a staircase area, for example, and the similar floor plans are available on both sides. So the erection of while erection of MEP services, the second level slab uh, wall paneling has been, wall reinforcement has been done. So this continuous process has been carried out while in aluminum formwork. So in this system, the simple like we use in conventional formwork system, MEP services has been handled. There is a already plan as per architectural design.
Okay. We will take last. question? Yes, participants can unmute themselves and ask the question, or they can write the question in the comment box.
Hello, sir. I'm Dr. Kiran. I have a question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Sir, I think using aluminium formwork might definitely yield with better results, better finish. But I'm worried whether, since it is a metal, once concreting is done, can the aluminium formwork can be reused with easily, or it has to be again treated to removing the concreting, the wet concrete which would have got set on the surfaces of the formwork? Is it a complicated process?
Sorry. Okay.
Sir, can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, see, the reusability of the aluminum formwork is what I actually am curious about, because once after the concreting, maybe greasing or maybe some sort of a lubricant can be used in the inner surface, but how exactly the concrete would adhere to the aluminum surface is my question, whether it can be demolded easily and can be reused with ease.
Yes, actually, aluminum foam can be reused up to 200 times. So it can be easily cleaned by a simple tools or uh, cleaning material. And during the we can use oil on the surface of the formwork, so it can be easily removed by. We can. There are no any problems using aluminum formwork for up to 200 repetition, and after that there is a scrap value, whereas we cannot see in our regular timber formwork. After 10 repetition, the timber formwork is zero value for no use. There is a no use after 10 repetition, whereas aluminum form can be reused up to 200 times repetitively.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll stop here today. Thank you, participants, for your patient listening and for making this session interactive by asking relevant questions. Thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge and views on forms and innovations in real estate management. It was indeed a very good and very informative session. I am sure that all the participants are benefited from your talk. Once again, thank you very much, sir, for sparing your valuable time from your busy schedule and being a part of this online activity. Now I declare this session is over. We are taking a lunch break now. The next session will start at 2:30 p.m. Please log in 10 minutes before. Thank you.
Thank you very much.